always, we are President Tinubu, tasks stakeholders in Edo governorship election on peaceful conduct as state government declares September 20 work-free day over poll. Now, the NLC laments, says petrol price has rendered 70,000 naira minimum wage useless. And later on, we'll share this with you. Presidential initiative on compressed natural gas, CNG, urges Nigerians to embrace gas conversion to mitigate economic hardship as free conversion of commercial vehicles to CNG begins in Abuja, Lagos, and other places. Now, I'm hanging out with the one, the only Babajide Kolade Otitoju, BKO. BKO, I greet you. Good evening.
Good evening, citizen. Good evening, viewers.
And of course, we also have our colleague here, Adekunle Yusuf, joining us. I greet you.
Good evening.
All right. The team is ready. I hope you are. Okay, it is election time in Edo State, again, fondly referred to as the heartbeat of the nation. The exercise is built for Saturday, September 21st. So ahead of the D-Day, the state government has declared Friday, that is today, September the 20th, work-free to enable workers and others travel to their voting areas. Meanwhile, President and Commander-in-Chief Bola Tinubu has urged all concerned parties to ensure a peaceful conduct before, during, and after the exercise. The President emphasized that democracy thrives on civility, tolerance, patience, and respect for rules of the game. Happy polling, our dear Edolites. Abi?
Yeah, that's what we can say at this point. We advise them to come out quickly on election day because by 8:30 you expect the polling to start.
Yeah.
And the polling process. INEC, it is our desire that INEC gets it right on the day. And when we are talking about INEC getting it right, we are talking about INEC bringing ballot materials to polling centers in good time.
Mm-hmm.
People get disillusioned when they're on the queue for so long and ballot materials are not brought to those polling stations in good time. It can be really demoralizing. So we do not want that. The issue of logistical hiccups that happen from time to time in our elections, I hope that this one being an off-season election with INEC privilege to prepare much better.
Yeah.
INEC privilege to leverage on some of his best staff in states not far away from the state where the election is taking place.
Okay.
Would be able to paper over whatever cracks that they may discover in the course of the election. Off-season elections are usually better organized than the general elections because they can pool all their resources together. As we can see now, even the police, they have 35,000 of their men.
Officers and men.
Even the road safety, I was reading about the road safety's preparation for the election as well. Road safety have deployed men, they've deployed towing vans because no one to clog the roads on that day. And they are going to enforce the rule about movement on the day. You are not supposed to move with your car, from local government to local government, for example. And the road safety will be there to ensure compliance with the rule, the no movement rule. And when there are issues, maybe emergencies, they are also there to assist and make sure that they assist the other security operatives to ensure that we have a seamless election. And the president's admonition is clear. Let all the stakeholders play their part in ensuring that the will of the people prevails. That is what we want to see. That's obviously what an election is called. A situation in which politicians use talks to beat up people and do other things that hampers electoral integrity. We do not want to see that. We want electoral integrity to be seen in this election. As I said yesterday, Edo was the first place where we used the beavers, and it was very successful. Since then, we've seen steps that politicians have taken to just make sure that the beavers looks like a useless piece of technology. Yes. But you see, it's not funny. So we moved from card reader to beavers. It was supposed to be something better. Yeah. But politicians have found a way to make the beavers look like a piece of toy. So we need these politicians to allow a free, fair, and credible election to take place.
Essentially, they should play by the rules.
Yes, not by their own rules, by the rules set
by the umpire
for the game. I think it was Obi that was saying, time for election rigging is over. Anyone that tries to rig this election, we will rig him. I don't know what he meant. They will rig whoever tries to rig election. So, well, let's just have credible election.
More like saying you can use the word RIG loosely.
Well, you can say that was not what he meant.
I have no right to think for the man. Okay, Yusuf, you know, you are saying in close to 64 years of countryhood or nationhood, if you like, that our electoral process is still giving us a lot of hiccups. It's something, it is shameful. And we're supposed to play the big brother role.
It is shameful, just as you said. And it's shameful because Nigeria is unlucky to have the kind of politicians you hardly see anywhere in the world. You see politicians who are not Democrats. They love democracy, they profit from it, they enjoy lavishly from it, but they are not Democrats. Everybody wants to win at all costs.
Yeah.
So no integrity, no value, no decency. So they do everything, you know, to circumvent the rules.
Politics is a zero-sum game.
Yes, they do everything to beat the rules, to maim, to kill, to destroy, do everything, bribe.
Which of course is responsible for Edo election becoming an off-cycle one.
Yes, yes.
But don't forget, Ondo is waiting.
Yes, but being an off-cycle election gives a little hope, because we saw what happened in the two recently held elections. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Our politicians are who they are. They must, that's the way they think. I must win at all costs. They have their ways with security agents. They always have their way with the law. They always have their way with INEC and all of that, you know. So it makes the job, even for INEC, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, when we castigate INEC, we forget the fact that INEC alone doesn't conduct the elections. The role security organizations play in the election is massive.
Yeah.
It is massive.
You factor that into it.
Yes, you have to factor that into it. You saw, just look at, we had one in, I think, Kogi. We had one in Imo. Who can be proud of the two elections? So when we try to move...
apart from the politicians.
Apart from maybe probably the winners. So when we try to move or we think we have taken a step forward, you realize that like 10 backward.
Yeah.
Because every attempt to make Nigeria the country of our dream, the politicians will always hijack.
Like
that is it.
Biko, the expert, the great mind said, don't look out of the window. Look in the mirror. See the man. If you want to change, in the words of Michael Jackson, man in the mirror, if you want to change the world, change the man in the mirror.
Yes. We need, as much as we need the right people in leadership positions, we also need the right citizens.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
It's a symbiotic thing.
Yes, we cannot become a great nation if we don't have the kind of attitudinal change. A lot of us are worse than the people in government that we castigate. And it's not difficult to find out. See the way people try to circumvent the traffic lights, for example. Lagos has had to install cameras.
Oh yeah.
If
you beat the light,
the cameras will
beat you.
The cameras will have snap your number plate,
of course,
and you pay for it.
And you pay 20K.
You pay for it. In spite of that, you still see people, especially when they cannot see the last mile officials or the other people, the neighborhood call people around. But once they see them with those spikes, they know that they can't run. If you try to run, they'll put the spike in front of your car and it will bust your tire.
Let me tell this short story. When Nigeria and Ghana hosted the AFCON, I think in 2002, one of our colleagues went to Ghana and they went clubbing and he flagged the taxi. He was going home. They got to the traffic light. It stopped. And he said he tried to tease him, by saying, "Oh boy, move now." He said, "No, they will catch us. They will catch us."
Catch us.
And
like
he waited until the light.
More like saying ketchup.
So, but not here.
So no, when I went to the UK in 2012, I was in a taxi, and the driver was from Somaliland.
Okay.
So I observed that the vehicles in front of us were just moving more like 0 kilometers per hour. I was already, and we were going to Oxford to buy some things.
You were running late.
Yes, I was getting agitated that what is, how irritable we are here.
Move now.
Yeah. So I told him to use his car horn. He said, "What? I dare not. Do you know how long it took me to secure this license? By using that car horn, the license will be taken off me."
I hope he didn't ask if you were a Nigerian.
Of course, he knew I was a Nigerian because we had begun talking before. Okay. I said, "I will first engage you." So he said, "Do you know how long it took me to secure that license? If I use that on, that license will be taken from me." So he then told me, he said, under any situation, he will not use it, except if you went to to see someone in a high-rise building.
Yeah.
And he has no way of getting that person to come down. He can then honk.
Okay.
So it's not their culture.
Here
there are people
talking about a country that
yes, they don't like noise pollution.
Yeah.
Here, people drive with their hands permanently on their car horns, hooting needlessly sometimes. And I think it was in Magodo here that I saw. They say it's actually Magodo, not Magodo.
Magodo, yeah.
Magodo. I'm sorry for. So it was here that I saw. I think one street he wrote it. Please don't use your horn, your car horn.
Surprised?
He said no honking here. Yeah. So I was surprised because that's probably the only place we have seen it in Nigeria.
Don't forget, we celebrated, I think, is it a week or a day of...
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
No, under Fashola.
Yes.
in this Lagos.
Don't use it.
And the thing was, you know,
It made sense.
it made a lot of sense.
All right, folks.
No, it's just say that people respect the law.
Yeah.
In other places, here we just trample on the law and don't get punished.
Let's move on to our next story, dear viewer. You know, to the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, the 70,000 naira minimum wage has become a Greek gift of sorts. To it, the current pump price of the premium motor spirit or petrol has eroded the gains of the yet-to-be-implemented 70,000 naira new national minimum wage. NLC President Joe Ajaero said this much when he guested at a two-day workshop on minimum wage implementation. And so in his lamentations at the workshop, the NLC chairman reiterated that the president betrayed labor, the labor movement. The fact about this, we must add, is that all the three tiers of government have more money coming to them after the removal of petrol subsidy in May 2023. So who is saying what now, Brother Yusuf?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Ajaero is saying what every Nigerian, you know, will be thinking of saying, because everybody who is a salary earner,
okay,
with the high price of petrol, life becomes extremely more chaotic. Because there is no way, I don't know of any office, any company that can, you know, without the same percentage, add to anybody's remuneration or now limiting it to government. Do you know since when this has been signed, 70,000? They are still working on the modalities. I'm talking about the federal government workers. Many state governors are unsure whether they have capability to pay. Now, even at that, it's still tough. But now, see how much petrol is, and we are not sure what can come next. So, another increase is lurking behind, around. We don't know. So, when you take a look at it, when people tell me that in Saudi Arabia, this is how much a liter of petrol is sold. You tell me in maybe Russia, in America, in UK, or you want to reduce it to African countries. I say, okay, good. No two currencies are the same. What is the minimum wage in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
In UK, in America, in other places. So if you want to sell petrol 2,000 naira, 10,000 naira, fine. Let's go by the currency of that country and, you know, adjust our remuneration system accordingly. You get what I'm saying? But all the arguments about smuggling and using our petrol in other places, why is the government, you know? Why do we have government? And it didn't start with this government. It's been
a long time
successive administration.
Yeah.
And it is a shame Nigeria has not been able to handle it. You said they smuggle our petrol outside of Nigeria.
Who does? Who smuggles?
Even if it is true, why has Nigeria been unable to handle it? Why do we have government? So now, relating it to 70,000, I don't think Labour has got anything by the time payment even starts, because I am sure many states will be unable to pay. Yes, those that are able to pay, like Lagos, Edo, I think Adamawa has also joined.
Rivers,
I think Osun, I don't know, I think Oyo. So majority of states have been so jittery, over 70,000. So we don't know what can happen.
So, because
if Adamawa can pay, there's no reason. If Adamawa state can pay, Adamawa is not one of the richest states in Nigeria. It's about prioritizing workers' welfare, and I know that.
I heard the Kogi governor said he would pay.
Yes, he said he will pay. He said it very clear.
I think Adamawa has even started paying.
Yes, I think Adamawa started paying.
Immediately.
If Adamawa can pay, I see no reason why most of those
say like
can't pay.
Kano or Kaduna.
No, I see no reason why Kano can't pay. Kaduna will struggle because of the debt overhang on that state. They are really already, even before the minimum wage increase, they were struggling. They were struggling. So, but what I sense could happen in the fullness of time is that NMPCL, that has not been remitting a dime to the Federation accounts, could begin to remit to the Federation account once the debt, the huge burden that it is carrying by way of under recovery or whatever funny name they gave a subsidy.
Of course,
out of the way.
Since it has become a limited liability company, quoted at the stock exchange, it should.
See, that is not even the issue. The Nigerian government still has overwhelming control. Let's not even go there. Let's not go. The fact that there is L in front of there, let's not go there at all. The thing is, until we have a situation in which they take the NNPC to the market, the way the Saudis took Aramco to the market, the way the Brazilians took Petrobras to the market, and on both occasions, those public oil companies were oversubscribed.
Yeah.
In fact, the Saudis set a world record. That way, you make more money. You can imagine if today we decide to say, okay, let's have NNPC, a kind of public-private flotation. Let's have it become a public-private company. By having that kind of flotation.
Is it very difficult so to do?
It's not difficult. It's about taking the decision, but I guess we are not ready to take that decision yet. But look at how profitable Aramco is. Imagine Aramco, in terms of capitalization, competing against Apple and the rest of those big companies. So let's face it. The point I was trying to make before you butted in is that with the heavy load of under recovery or subsidy in the real sense that NNPCL is carrying, with it out of the way, it will have no reason to not continue to remit to the Federation account, which means that states will even earn more. They will earn more. And when they earn more, they will be in position to pay
something like
their workers this minimum wage.
Yeah.
This minimum wage already, Ajero is right. Once fuel price goes up, whatever gain they thought they made during the negotiation, the point I was trying to make was that they wanted 250. And the president told them, if you are insisting on 250, I will pay 250, but I will increase fuel price. So they adjourned and then came back and said, okay, we are not standing on 250 anymore.
It was 70.
No, the president, it was the president who took that decision to add to what the governors had agreed upon. Because it's a tripartite negotiation.
Yeah.
And the federal government represents the federation, as it were.
Okay.
Then you have labor and the private sector, making three. So the president, being the representative of the governors and the federative units, decided to add a little to the 60K that the governors decided to stand on. And Labour felt that was a concession that merited giving the president some boosters. And they gave him some boosters on the day. even sang for him. But with fuel price increase now, they are disillusioned because it's like whatever gain they thought they made has been wiped out in one fell swoop.
So lamentation is justified.
Of course. If I were in his shoes, I would lament in a similar fashion. And it's so close to the time when that resolution was made. You can imagine the frustration. It wasn't long ago that they put the whole negotiations to bed.
Yeah.
And then we are seeing this. So it is what it is.
Adegule, yeah, okay. But quickly, let me add this. The expert had said expenditure will rise to meet income.
How?
You know, if you earn 1 million naira, obviously your expenditure will rise to
Yes, with the increase,
it's natural.
with increase in pound, price of fuel, everything, life becomes more, Nigeria just protested over hardship. Hardship, I don't want to say maybe double, it will increase. Cost of, buying food will increase because everything in Nigeria, the moment you discuss energy, you are discussing everything in Nigeria. So everything is about transportation, commuting. So how does it work?
And as you say on the street, when things go up in Nigeria,
they never come down.
All right.
Except tomatoes.
Did I get that?
Tomatoes, once it's in season, the price comes down drastically.
Okay.
And then because we have not found a way to preserve it, once the season is gone,
dispose of it.
It goes up again.
Okay.
So,
okay, then we'll observe a break now. Let's make some money. We'll go on a commercial break. We should be back shortly. Please stay. Thank you.
Every second, every minute, every...
Babájídé Sanwó-Olú, gómìnà Èkó tó ń tù wá lára. Olúṣọlá tó Sanwó-Ọlá, àgbàyanu Èkó yọ bí ọjọ́. Èkó dùn lọ yùgbàyùgbà, wá sàn wá lára lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Everything has been going on smoothly and there has been no challenge. And the patients that have been coming for treatment, they are coming in one by one. There's no challenge. Everybody's coming in. They are seeing patients, doing their vital signs, BP check, everything is going as it's supposed to go.
Inú wa dùn pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó gbé kalẹ̀ yìí ní èyí. Tí Ọlọ́run máa bá wa ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́. À ń gbàdúrà kọ́kọ́ ló tún lè ṣe jù báyìí lọ fún wa. Nípa iná, à ń dúpẹ́, nípa omi, à ń dúpẹ́, nípa àlàáfìá ara wa, nǹkan tó tún ṣe lénìí, à ń dúpẹ́.
So I urge the government, Lagos State government, to continue this kind of thing, this kind of program. The service I received here today is very, very okay.
Wires and cables on. Come and come back, light up your life. Come and want to light up your house. Come and want to give you better. Come and next to ordinary wire. Come and cables fever. Come and wires fever. Come and quality. Come and durable. Come and capable. Come and cables fever. Come and wires fever. Come and quality. Come and durable. Come and capable. Everybody. Come and wires, wonder things. Brother, sister, uncle, auntie, go get your own. Come and wires, come and cables, come and quality, come and durable, come and capable. Come and wires, come and cables, come and quality, come and durable, come and capable. Come and cables,
Coleman Wires and Cable. Great quality. Now with the new look.
All right, folks, welcome back. Let's take on not the least story. It's said that a man's mind will gradually refuse to make itself up until it is driven by an exceptional emergency. We are in the throes of an exceptional emergency. and therefore something has to be done. So let us tell you that the federal government has commenced the free conversion of petrol-powered commercial vehicles to run on compressed natural gas, CNG. Ibadan, Abuja, Lagos, and other places have latched onto the new development. The presidential initiative on CNG is sweet-selling the program as it encourages the generality of Nigerians to embrace it. The big idea is to mitigate the economic hardship in the land. Now, TVC News's Glory Aremo tells us more in this special report on the development. Let's go there.
Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, is a country endowed with so many mineral resources like gold, lithium, iron ore, bitumen, and many more. Despite the dense deposit of natural resources, Nigeria has depended on oil as its cash cow, its money spinner. Amid rising fuel prices occasioned by currency volatility, there is more than before a pressing need to embrace cleaner, cheaper, and more sustainable energy source.
Tinubu, do solemnly swear.
Upon assumption of office, President Bola Tinubu declared an end to the full subsidy regime, pledging that the funds would rather be used in building infrastructure, improving the welfare of citizens, and diversifying the nation's economy.
Unfortunately, the budget that I've glimpsed before I assumed office and what I've heard is that no provision is there for fresh subsidy. The fresh subsidy is gone.
While this intervention was necessary to save the country from economic collapse, its ripple effects are felt by practically every citizen of the country. While some Nigerians sing the song of high cost of transportation occasioned by petrol scarcity, others echo the dilemma of high cost of food and other basic needs.
Economic is very bad, you understand. Nobody is finding it easy. It's not easy on anyone, you understand? And we are talking about the economy, even both the rich and the poor. We are all getting the same thing, you understand?
Like seriously, people are suffering. People that you are driving who are suffering because of the fuel situation.
As a listening government concerned about the welfare of its citizens, President Bola Tinubu inaugurated the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative as a timely intervention in the transportation sector to herald the transition of Nigeria from total dependence and use of petrol to cleaner energy, with the ultimate purpose of easing the cost of movement from one point to another, powered by natural gas.
Utilizing natural gas to power our transportation industry is the next way to go. For many countries, especially Nigeria, with our own gas, if we work harder, be productive and innovative, if we can enhance our energy competitiveness and bring about transformative changes like this, we would definitely be able to achieve the prosperity that we are working hard to accomplish for our people.
In this journey to initiate an energy revolution powering tomorrow, today, and forever, by the grace of God and generosity of our promise-keeping President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his indefatigable steering committee that have helped set up this initiative, I stand before you with a great sense profound sense of pride and purpose as we begin this journey. This launch marks the inauguration of not only a convention center, but also the inauguration of a commitment to a greener, more sustainable, and economically viable future.
Compressed natural gas (CNG) found abundantly in Nigeria is a cleaner and more affordable alternative to petrol and diesel. This fuel is made by compressing natural gas, which mainly consists of methane, to less than 1% of its volume at standard atmospheric pressure. Unlike petrol or diesel, CNG burns more cleanly, producing less harmful emissions and reducing the carbon footprint of vehicles. As Nigeria seeks to reduce its dependence on oil and promote sustainable transportation, many Nigerians are asking about the cost effectiveness of CNG compared to fuel. We're about to take a trip from the city of Ibadan to Abuja in one of the vehicles owned by the Presidential CNG Initiative. On this trip, we will be able to tell firsthand the cost effectiveness of the CNG. At the CNG refuel station at Toll Gate in Ibadan, several already converted vehicles were lined up to have their vehicles refilled. Since its inauguration in October 2023, the Presidential CNG Initiative, under the supervision of the project manager, Engineer Michael Oluwagbemi, has worked tirelessly in advancing President Bola Tinubu's agenda for sustainable energy. Its impact is seen through laudable efforts in reducing transportation costs for Nigerians and stimulation of economic growth through job creation.
We started out about this time, October, November last year, and the state of industry then was Nigeria had just less than 7,000 CNG vehicles, about 7 conversion centers, about 13 refueling stations, and about 23 compressor stations. Today, we've been able to triple the number of compressed natural gas vehicles in Nigeria. We've initiated a program to move Nigeria to have 1 million commercial vehicles or rideshare, receive 1 million conversion kits and cylinders for free in the next 2.5 years. That ensures Nigeria can save about 6 to 7 trillion naira a year in fuel subsidy, and ensures also that we keep the price of transportation fare reasonably low. In addition to that, in this last year, we've been able to get 75 refueling stations going just in the last 8 months, and another 65 of them currently being developed or constructed according to NMDPRA data. Compressor stations, we've gotten about 55 additional ones going, with another 29 currently in the various states of development. Producing the ones we've gotten going in the last 9 months, about 85 million scoff of gas a day.
One of such interventions is the Operation First Come, First Served program, carried out to provide free CNG conversion for commercial drivers, which after conversion, the cost of CNG is 230 naira per SCM. This is the equivalent of 1 liter of petrol. The free conversion exercise was carried out at designated concession centers across the country in Abuja, Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, and Kaduna states.
The program is sort of like an open day. So the president has already declared that for commercial vehicles, we're going to provide conversion kits for free. because again, it makes sense. If Nigeria is already spending about 5 to 8 million naira on each commercial vehicle a year in subsidy, if we would rather just give them 1 million, 1.2 million naira worth of kits so that they can start using the made in Nigerian product, which is a CNG. However, of course, there's usually so a lot of our transporters want to work at the same time. They are supposed to try to sign up. So we are doing open day. So you can look at this like an open day. You can drive your vehicle up to any conversion center, the ones that we've designated. You stay on the line for a couple of hours, and then your vehicle will be inspected if it's suitable for conversion. If it is not, they will tell you what to do to make it suitable. And if it is suitable, then you're signed up to have your cars converted.
Here at the ABG Conversion Center located in Abuja, the trucks arrived to begin the distribution of approved conversion kits. Commercial motorists are here in the numbers to have their vehicles converted to compressed natural gas-fired vehicles free of charge. They express joy to finally have an opportunity to access cheap fuel for their vehicles.
We have been hearing about the CNG issue that is very cheaper, can make vehicle as transporters to operate at a cheaper rate rather than using petrol that we are using at the high cost that nobody even benefiting, both the people and likewise with transporters.
I'm very happy, very, very happy. When I got the information, it sounds too good to be true, but here we are today. So we hope to get the best from this opportunity.
An inspection is carried out as part of the procedure on each vehicle by trained technicians to certify the fitness of each car before approval for conversion.
Those things that we normally look at is the performance of the engine at first place, because there are certain limits that the engine needs to reach that performance before it will work on the CNG.
Our next stop is NIPCO, located at Sabon Lugbe Airport Road. Upon our arrival, some cars were under inspection while others were being converted. Michael Oluwagbemi, the project manager of the initiative, spoke on the essence of conversion, stating that the initiative is in partnership with other agencies like the National Orientation Agency and the National Union of Road Transport Workers to ensure that more awareness is created on the benefits of CNG.
The Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology also have to be involved. The National Orientation Agency, of course, Ministry of Information, they're here with us. We are pushing that information. But beyond that, the unions.
Car owners who have already converted their vehicles to CNG-fired engines shared their experiences as well as benefits of driving a CNG-powered vehicle compared to petrol-fired engines.
Since last year, I've been using CNG. So being using it made my engine to be stronger, made things to be working well for me. So now I just come here now to come and refill. I just come for refill. That's the only thing.
If you compare the costs,
very, 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 very okay. 100% okay. Even 200%.
For me, my experience is that CNG is the energy for tomorrow. So everybody should look towards adopting it. It saves cost. In percentage, maybe 80% cheaper than PMS.
Well, I think the cost is cheaper right now for me. And comparing it with the increase in the price of fuel and everything, I think it's cheaper right now for me. So that's why I had to do it, and I think I'm benefiting.
Before we began our trip to Abuja, we made a stop at Mobile CNG filling station at Toll Gate in Ibadan, Oyo State, just to give a clearer perspective of how much it will cost to travel using CNG vehicles. A litre of CNG was purchased at 290 naira with a total of 9,170 naira to fill up our tanks. With that, we were able to travel all the way from Ibadan City to Mokwa in Niger State, an average of 290 kilometers. Now, if you place that on petrol, you will spend nothing less than 30,000 naira at 920 naira per litre. One of the important features of CNG conversion is that you still get to maintain your fuel tank even after converting to CNG.
Stakeholders express optimism about the impact of the first come, first served free CNG conversion program by the Presidential Initiative on CNG. Chairman Board of Trustees Road Transport Workers Usman Yassin praised the initiative as a game changer for the transport sector, especially in reducing the operational costs for commercial drivers.
By the time the commercial vehicle use it and see, they are the one within a shorter time, you see that throughout the country, everybody will come in to key into the program. So we are calling on all the commercial vehicles to key into this program.
Senior Special Advisor to the Minister of Agriculture, Woye Adeyemi, commends President Bola Tinubu's energy diversification initiatives, highlighting benefits for the agricultural sector.
Transportation is part of our problem to bring food items from rural area to urban city so that food inflation come down.
Nigeria's journey towards energy diversification through the Presidential CNG initiative is pivotal in changing the nation's economic and environmental future. As the Presidential Initiative on CNG continues to roll out its programs, Nigerians are urged to embrace the opportunity so as to achieve a more sustainable, greener, safer, and economically stable future. Glory Aremu, TVC News.
Yeah, Biko, I must tell you that's a yeoman's job by Glory, you know. But one thing I take from the whole exercise is going CNG is cheaper, relatively.
Way cheaper, way cheaper. Now, you will need 6 liters of CNG.
Okay.
For a journey that you spend, that you use 10 liters of petrol.
Okay.
So you can see, and it is way cheaper. I'm talking about combustion.
Yeah.
I'm saying that where you need 10 liters of petrol, you only need 6 liters of CNG.
Yeah.
And it is by far cheaper and cleaner than and then even the shelf life of your car will be longer. Because all of those problems that you usually encounter with your engines, you won't have that now. You can see the positive things that those drivers what they were saying about the CNG. Yeah. So it's the game changer, is the future. We need to move quickly so that we can ease the pains on our people. Government needs to make it a lot easier for people to convert. It has to reduce the cost of acquiring those conversion kits so that more people. I'm happy that they are allowing those drivers to have it free of charge with the policy of first come, first serve that they are doing.
Okay.
But other people who are not commercial bus drivers, commercial car drivers, they also need to benefit. We need to have that the kind of penetration that they've had in India and Iran. Iran, for example, has more than 2,500 stations where you can refill. Okay. That's to tell you.
Spread across the country.
Yeah, spread across the country. And they even acquired 400 more recently.
Wow.
So we need to have that kind of penetration. The things that we are just starting to do now, some countries have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a bit, we've not started early, but at least the benefit remains.
Yeah, Kunle, you know, so we can get there. We can get there. Never mind the pussyfooting attitude of Nigerians to stuff like this.
Yes, that's normal because human beings are naturally like that. Something new, many people will have to wait first and see what happens. Not everybody gets easily converted to a new idea. So, but pushing left and right, let's see how it goes. And maybe we shouldn't do this alone, the electric aspect of it, which is something that is gaining ground in other parts of the world. We can add to it. Of course, we are having electricity challenges, but we don't have to wait.
So better days are in the offing.
You can do away with petrol.
The Indians save 23. The Iranians save 23 million liters a day from the CNG penetration that the country has had. You know?
We can too.
We can. Of course we do. Just before we go, viewers, let's tell you that our own Citizen Jones, the anchor of this program on this day, in partnership with Enterprise TV, is organizing a celebration of Citizen Jones's 50 unbroken years as a broadcaster in our country. You know, it doesn't look it, but it's in every way it. He's had 50 unbroken years as a broadcaster. Not many people can be that lucky. He's been lucky to be this successful in his career, and he's been lucky to have a sound health. That's why it's not looking like the 74-year-old man that he is. So on Saturday...
Age is just a number.
Yeah. On Saturday, we will join Citizen Jones at the book launch of Citizen Jones Selected Prologues. It's happening here in Lagos on Saturday.
Yeah, but because this gives me joy because it's happening in my lifetime at Adekunle.
That's why I said
that's why we are celebrating. First of all,
thank you.
You deserve it.
Yes.
And before we go, can you tell us what motivated you into journalism?
Believe this, my late father, it is his diffidence. When I was writing my school certificate exams, the man asked me, what do you want to do when you leave school? I said, I wanted to be a broadcaster. The man laughed me to scorn, BKO. He two statements. One, you think they want people like you, and how much English can you speak? So one of my two regrets is the man is not alive to see that I'm here, still standing. You know.
Yes.
And of course, colleagues along the way, like you like you, have helped me. I cannot forget Stella Bassi, late Stella Bassi, Stella Awani, Roger Ketskemeti of the BBC, and Bode Alalade. Bless their souls. They
fantastic newsreader.
Oh yeah, in their time.
Alalade. NTA.
Yeah, so
NTA still has the best newscasters to come out of our country.
Yes. Okay.
You know? When we look back at those great newscasters and what they've become today, you know, we can only wish that the coming generation can just be as good.
I hope we don't wait another 50 years before I have a swing at it, you know. So I thank goodness for everything. Yeah, we must pack it all in, but not before thanking Babajide.
My dad is one of your biggest fans. He's calling me now. I'm sure he wanted to say congratulations to Citizen Jones.
Wow.
He talks about you all the time.
Say to him that all of me greet all of him.
Kabiesi, Citizen Jones
Kabiesi, I greet you.
Saying thank you for your love.
Wow. Okay, Adekunle Yusuf, thank you for your intervention.
Citizen Jones is saying thank you, Kabiesi.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Radio announcer.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Congratulations from your mom and myself to Citizen Jones.
Wow.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. He's happy to hear you.
I thank you. I thank you.
Thank you.
Kabiesi, I thank you very kindly. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, that will just about do it for today's show. Not to worry, there's a repeat broadcast slated for 11 tonight. If you missed that, on Sunday, we expand the fare for you between 1:30 and 3:30 p.m. Just to add, we are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. And so on behalf of the Backroom Boys, I am Citizen Jones Hussein saying bye-bye now. Take care.